Oh, so sad.
Colombian senator and presidential hopeful Miguel Uribe has died 2 months after being shot at a political rally in Bogota. The 39-year-old was hit by 3 bullets, 2 of them in the head, 1 in the leg, at a campaign rally in June. 7 people are under arrest for the shooting, including the suspected gunman, a 15-year-old boy. Mr. Uribe's wife thanked her late husband for a life full of love and for being the best father for their children. I spoke earlier to Luis Fajardo. He is a Latin American specialist for the BBC, and he joined me from Bogota.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. When you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is crazy right here, man. I tell you. But like I say, what a time to be alive in these dark, violent times, man. You know, we in some dark times, man, and not just America, around the world, around the globe. You know, but before we jump in, I just want to tell you guys, I hope that you all that are tuned in right now, that you're blessed, well, and healthy, that you're having a great week, a great start off. I know the summer's coming to an end, school's back in. Y'all know y'all got a lot going on. You know, keep being amazing human beings. It don't take much, man. It don't take much to be a great person, you know. But when it comes to these politics, it's a dirty game, man, a dirty world. And we can't even have conversations anymore. We can't agree to disagree, you know, and it's cost people's lives, sadly. And we hate to report, you know, we have to report on things like this, but it's brought to my attention. And, you know, I definitely want to just send my condolences, my love to the family. But as you know, we talked about this a couple months ago when it first took place. And then if you go on the internet, on X, the actual graphic video of the shooting, and you can see him getting wounded, and you can see it up close in person. You know, it's on we can't show that footage on the internet, on YouTube, but you can just type it up and it comes right up. You can go on X and see it for yourself if you want to, but I did give you a warning and a disclaimer. It is very not friendly and it's very frightening, you know. But Colombian President Miguel Uribe was wounded in shooting while campaigning against pro-abortion leftists and comic Gustavo Pedro succumbed to his injuries. Here he is right here. And Miguel Uribe was a conservative candidate for president in Colombia. And he was shot in the shooter was a 15-year-old. 15 years. You know, 15 years. And y'all know that in these other places, you know, things are completely different. Yeah, especially overseas. When you get out this country, I'm telling you, things are done very, very different. There are different laws, rules, different ages. People living the life you live over here at 20, 30, 40 years old. They live in that life as a 10-year-old over there. I'm just saying it is completely different, you know. But and of course, as you continue, the video's right there, and you can see how they have him pinned down. What also comes up is President Trump being shot at a rally July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania. You know, and we even have family members a part of this channel, part of this family that was there that day. You know, and we seen the treatment President Trump got. We seen the witch hunts, the shams, you know, and how they couldn't beat their opponent fair and square. We've seen the Trump derangement syndrome in this country at stages we've never seen before. Trump derangement syndrome. Yes, it's real. You know, this politics has become a dirty game, man. You know, we can't have conversations anymore. People have literally lost their mind, as you've seen. You know, to the point where they're in the street. You know, even though they're in the, you know, they don't want to do it the right way, and they still come out and they burn the American flag, and it's just a disgrace, man. You know, and how the Democrat Party has become, you know, how they care so much for non-American citizens. You know, it's crazy. It really is. Like go over there and try that and see if that will take place. Go over to that country. It's not happening that way. It isn't. You know, but I've seen a lot of backlash from Explain America, who also reported on this, and there was another group that reported on, but they got a lot of backlash because they used the thumbnail of President Trump, and it's President Trump sitting next to Marco Rubio in the Oval Office, and it pissed a lot of their supporters off, you know, with the thumbnail of putting President Trump in that, you know, using the picture of President Trump for your thumbnail of your video. But I'm just read some of these comments. Don't show pictures of American leadership when it's a foreign person who got shot. Shaking my head. Are you joking? Why would you use that thumbnail and picture? Misleading us again with the picture. So disrespectful of you. Shame. Hatred will not stand, it will fall. I totally understand what is taking place. This is what we the people know. God help us all. Dude, seriously, your clickbait picture thumbnail. Tired of the clickbait BS. Shame on you. Shame on you for the thumbnail. It seems like you made it seem like it was the U.S. presidential candidate. Shame on you. So very sad. Love to his family. God bless. Is it relevant though? I mean, it has nothing to do with America. It's Colombia's problem. Yeah, I agree. I agree with these comments. I totally agree with you with them patriots, and a lot of these people on this with this source on Explain America. These are a lot of conservative patriots. You know, a lot of people with common sense. You know, but it's sad. It says people are saying we're done unsubscribing. Stop it already. I'm about to drop this channel. Shame on you for using that thumbnail of President Trump. Yep. Condolences to the family. Condolences. Wow, dude, you just lost respect with that clickbait picture of President Trump and Marco Rubio. I'm getting tired of the clickbait. Not a good look, Carmine. You must do better. And here's what he said. He had a great message at the beginning, you know, and I know how people feel when you post titles like this, presidential candidate shot and killed, and then you use Trump as the thumbnail, you know. So I totally agree with you guys, and especially the way we've seen President Trump attacked, just unfair how they did everything they could, and still, you know, we came out on top. They tried everything, you know, and we all seen it live on television. You know, we seen the shams, the witch hunts. Still to this day, don't know what crime the man actually committed. Oh, the business did this, he did this, he did, you know. The lady said he did this inside of a store, a retail store, you know, and she can't tell us what day it happened, what year, you know. We got to see mug shots. Russia, throw the laptop out in the middle of the street. You know, banana peels all out in the middle of the street. Kangaroos all out in the middle of the freeway. All in the intersection. Kangaroos jumping. Yeah. And I know I make these jokes and stuff like that, but it's just real, man. It's real. And it's sad that we're living in these times with politics, man. It really is. We can't have any conversations anymore. You know, we can't agree to disagree. I'm telling you, it is honestly sad, man. And this is why I tell you, like just the other day, you know, I was wearing my Trump hat at the, I was wearing this one right here. I was wearing this one exactly right here. You know, the makeup, I usually, sometimes when I go and I wear my red one or this one, or, you know, or if I have a haircut, I don't wear any hat at all. But usually I'm rocking this. It's like one of my favorite ones to wear out in public, besides my beanies, because it's hot out right now. But, I was at the Lagoon place over here by our house, and you know, we were out getting. There's the big pool area. There's food. There's people all around. you know, and then there's a lady working in the in this Cajun spot where we were trying this little Cajun food spot. She makes the food literally in front of you. And you know, amazing lady. She was very friendly, very nice, and she seen the hat. And she says, I love that hat. I love President Trump. You know, and this was literally last week. So this was last week. And she says, you're really, really brave wearing that. But she says, hey, we all have our own freedom of speech and our own free, you know. So, you know, you do what you want. She says, man, but you're really brave. I love that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely brave. I get, and what's crazy is when I'm in the stores still, people still come up, if they see me with the hat on, I've had people come up and say, man, I love what President Trump is doing. I love President Trump. You know, I love, we got him back. I love that America's back. I've literally gotten that, you know, when I was inside of the stores, shopping at the HUBs, at the Home Depots. I've gotten that, you know, out in the public. Even at the gas pump a couple weeks ago, you know. And they say, Rick, take that hat off, huh? You're not supposed to be out there wearing that Make America Great hat. Rick, you still wearing that hat out in public? You got doggone right, you know. But, you know, I know some people say, Rick, don't, you know, I've seen in the comments, people say, Rick, don't do that. You know, we need you here, Rick. Somebody might come up and try to mess with you, try to rob you or try to do something, you know. And y'all know I got a MAGA, I call it the MAGA Corvette, the MAGA. I got that, you know, the new Corvette, the little, and it's red. I call it, it's MAGA red too. That's what I call it, MAGA red Corvette, and it's clean. I've done my own little touches to it, but I haven't drove it in a minute. I cranked it up the other day, but I'm old school like my father, man. You know, I get in the pickup truck and we ride. My goal is to put 500,000 miles, 500,000 miles on my Toyota, man. That's my goal. So you know, I got my little nice toys, motorcycles and stuff, but you know, I'm old school like my father, man. You know, I do my own oil changes and we keep it pushing, you know, but they say, Rick, stop going out in public and wearing your hat. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments, man. I let people say what they want to say. Y'all all you say what you want, you know, but if I want to put something on, I'm gonna put it on and go outside and stand on business. I'm a true patriot, goddammit. If you want to mess with me, good luck. And that's why I tell people, know how to defend and protect yourself. Know how to defend and protect yourself. And always trust your gut feeling, you know. And just be real, man. All don't take that much, just be real. But anyway, let's jump into what he said.
The world has gotten so much more violent when it comes to politics. Gone are the days where you can just agree to disagree. Fight it out on the debate stage. Fight it out at the ballot box. Those days, they seem to be dwindling. It's a fear of mine for the United States after what happened with President Trump, not once, but twice in this past election. Twice. Threats made against other politicians, Democrats and Republicans. Absolutely horrific. You guys remember what happened to Steve Scalise. You remember what happened to Gabby Giffords. These are horrible things, and it's a horrible and frightening time to be a politician, to take on that role of leadership, especially when it's for an entire country, and you have people so vehemently disagreeing with you. It's why I worry so much about the rhetoric from Democrats right now against Donald Trump, because it's hard. It only takes one lunatic. That's the thing. It takes one lunatic.
One lunatic. Facts.
Well, that's what happened in Colombia.
And y'all know the rhetoric we see, the same fear-mongering, the gaslighting, the same crap we see every single day. And we show it on here just to put it in the spotlight. You know, the MSNBCs, NBCs, the CNNs, you know, the fake news media, gaslighting, fear-mongering, the bias. You know, they won't play the full thing. They won't tell you the full truth. But this is one reason why their ratings are where it's at and why people have turned off the TV. That's just the truth.
Months ago, one of their leading presidential candidates was struck by a madman's bullet. Yesterday, he succumbed to his injuries and passed on. I want you guys to watch this. Think about it. And let me know what you think in the comments.
From clear.
Colombian senator and presidential hopeful Miguel Uribe has died 2 months after being shot at a political rally in Bogota. The 39-year-old was hit by 3
39. He was
bullets, two of them
39.
in the head, one in the leg,
Wow.
at a campaign rally in June. 7 people are under arrest for the shooting, including the suspected gunman, a 15-year-old boy. Mr. Uribe's wife thanked her late husband for a life full of love and for being the best father for their children. I spoke earlier to Luis Fajardo. He is a Latin American specialist for the BBC, and he joined me from Bogota. Shocking, this death. What has the reaction been today?
There's been a lot of grief and a lot of concern in Colombia. A lot of people feeling that this is like the bad old days coming back. A lot of people remember 30 years ago when so many presidential candidates were being shot down because of the Colombian political violence and with fighting with the drug cartels. But a lot of people thought it was behind Colombia. Now this has come as a very rude shock. And of course, a lot of people are trying to understand what impact this is going to have in the presidential election, which is less than a year from now.
And is there an investigation into his death? Any update on what they've concluded?
Yes, of course, the material shooter was found and arrested, but he's a 15-year-old. Of course, the big question is who was behind it. There have been indications by the government that they think that there's some suspicion around leftist guerrilla groups, specifically one called Segunda Marquetalia, a Marxist group that operates in regions of the Colombian hinterland. But there is no concrete evidence right now to give a definite answer on that. And of course, everyone in Colombia is waiting for that.
Tell us a bit more about Miguel Uribe, from this massive political family, very successful politician from such a young age.
That is true. Also a very tragic history. His mother was killed almost 3 decades ago by the Medellin cartel under orders of Pablo Escobar. And Mr. Uribe Turbay had said he had joined politics as a way to give back to society in spite of all the personal tragedy he had experienced because of the political violence years ago. And maybe this makes it even more tragic, the situation which Colombia finds itself right now.
We want to send our prayers, love, condolences to the family. God bless that man and his family, man, you know. But there it is, man. Wow. A conservative candidate. And I know we all might say, oh, that's Colombia, you know, over it has nothing to do with America, you know. But we still want to wish the best in everybody's life, man. And this things like this should not take place at all, in my opinion, you know, at all. You know, like I say, it's just sad that we can't even have simple conversations anymore. You can't agree to disagree. You know, politics is just, it's taking a toll on people, you know, and especially in America, as like you see with Trump Ranger syndrome, you know. But definitely want to send our love, prayers, and condolences. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. And we're not gonna use no clickbait photo, you know, or show President Trump. But there it is, man. I love y'all. Y'all take care of yourself. Be aware of your surroundings. Know how to protect and defend yourself, you know. And again, there's a lot of them patriots in here that are tuned in that still got their signs up, still got their car stickers, and still rock their hats and shirts. And we've sent out thousands of hats and shirts to you guys, you know. And Rick still goes out in public with his hat on. They say, Rick, do you need to take that hat off? Take that hat off, sir. You're going to get yourself hurt. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, it's a lot of ones that then made the ultimate sacrifice. They got themselves hurt or no longer here, you know. Hey, so you got to stand on it. You got to stand on it. You got to stand on it, man. I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love, you guys.